Hello everyone, how good of you to join and welcome back to once again Going Medieval. We already had a quick look at this game a week or 2 weeks ago with the alpha version, and the game is now out on early access, and well, that's a good idea, a good moment to just jump right into this one again. We're going to start with a new game. With this time we're not going with standard, nope, this time we're going to make it a bit more difficult with survival, and we're also going to ramp up the difficulty to difficult. So we're just going to see that enemy raids happen more frequently now, and boy, they're going to be tough as well there to handle. Also the seasons are going to be much harder. We're going to choose the new life starting condition once again. That means basically we're starting out with 3 people and also a few resources, equipment, and there's so many options really. We could also just start our own conditions here and starting the whole thing. One more thing is we do need to choose, well, once again, the banner of the cat, and Sleepy Hollow is going to be our town, and we are also going to start on a hillside, so there is a bit of an advantage here, I hope for me, that we can choose, well, some hilly area where we can build our first houses and fortresses then at some point. I hope you're going to enjoy this one. Let's get cracking. Alrighty, and here we are now on a fresh map. This was just randomly generated. Welcome to Sleepy Hollow once again. Hillside we are, so close to the hills that we have over here. There's also some more hills here in this area. Lots of cliffs as we can see, and another mountain on that side. So I'm going to use these mountains as defense since, well, on survival settings we're going to see a lot of raider attacks and events that are happening like that. Now here in the middle we are the 3 people, Sinrig, Philomena and Olive. Well, each one of them has different strengths and, well, weaknesses as well, and what we need to do here is, yeah, we need to survive and we need to build up a small settlement and hopefully survive in the process. The first thing that I would like to do is, first of all, we do have some storage or some goods already that we can use, and I would like to use that one here for our first stockpiles. As we can see, we have different kind of stockpiles. There's the default stockpile, the dumping where we just waste or where we just store waste, and then we have the warfare where we do have weaponry and armory. For this one here, a normal stockpile will though be fine, and as we can see, the moment we are attempting or that we are assigning it to this area, we actually do get our first resources in the storage that we can use here. Now I'm also going to allow these resources here because we need to allow them, otherwise people don't touch them. And we also have, well, different kind of resources here like the stick piles lying around, and we need to use them of course for our little settlement. And as we can see, the first thing that my people are going to do is they're collecting everything that I'm allowing them to collect, right? And we do have quite a few resources in the surrounding area. There's also some mushrooms over here that we could use, and yeah, also lots of wood. And I would like to build my first houses really close to this hill here that we have. I think this is going to be a nice little area, so let's go for chopping down some trees, and we're going to chop down some stuff here. We are going to need those trees for our first buildings. There we have that, perfect. And as we can see, my people are now going to chop down some trees. Now, what is going on here? Each one of them has certain strengths, as I said. So some of them are pretty good, for example, at their brain capacity, so they can research stuff and that. Others are going with marksman and speechcraft, for example. This guy here, Sinrig, for example, he's really good at cooking stuff. He's also good at animal handling, and he's pretty good at shooting. Or at least he's passionate about that, so he likes to shoot stuff. He's not very good at that yet, but he's got 2 stars on it, so he's passionate, and that means he's training very quickly if he goes with shooting. The other ones, for example, Olive here, she's an intellectual, so she would be good for researching, and also construction. She's very passionate. She's not very good about that yet. She's only 4, but she's passionate about that, and that's pretty important, especially when you want to learn something. With those 3 we have, there would be the setting where we could also start with just 1 person. And of course, our goal is to survive and, well, expand, getting more settlers into the colony as we continue. Now, here in this area, we do now have a bit of space that I would like to use for something to sleep. As we can see, this is the edge of the map, so I cannot really build anything over there. But what I can do here is, and what I would like to do is, I would like to build my first little house. So something like that. that's just some wooden floor, and around that we're going to have a wall, right? So like that for our very first house. And of course I would also like to have some windows and a door. Having a too dark room is never a good thing. Perfect. And they're also going for constructing right away. While they're doing that, we can also have a look at their job priority. Over here we can see that. So some of them have a better well, passion for something, as I said, and some of them are better at certain things, right? For example, this guy here, Olive, that we already had, she's very passionate about construction. She's not very good at it, she's passionate about it. So I'm going to put the priority to higher level. Also, she is intellectual, so I'm also going with researching a bit. Philomena, she is carpentry, so she can craft stuff very efficiently. She's also a marksman. So for hunting, for example, she would be ideal because, well, with hunting, you do need a bow and you do need to hunt quite a lot. And I guess we might also be going for... Nah, I think for now she would be fine with that. Perhaps also, yeah, carpentry should be a higher priority. In Sinric, well, Sinric is good at cooking. So we might just put him to high priority for cooking. He is also good at hunting and melee fighting. Unfortunately, I think we don't really have anyone that is good with construction. So this is totally random here, right? I did not decide on that. Hunting, we already have one on high priority. So cooking might be something, but let's just keep Sinric as a generalist, right? So someone that really just goes with different kind of things. Let's open the windows here so that it gets a bit brighter in our very first room. And as we can see, there's still quite a lot of work to be done. Yes, very good. And as we can see, while they do their construction, also they'll level up. So for example, construction skill here has leveled up to 5. And as we can see, also experience points are being gained. And this is determined by how passionate they are about construction. For example, Sinric here gets way less experience points than, for example, Olive, right? She gets like 4 times more because she's very passionate about that. 4 times more on that skill. Very important to keep track of that. Now this house here is coming along splendidly. It's very important because for the first night, by the way, what kind of day we have right now? 3 p.m. And for the first night, we definitely should be having a house ready where they can sleep for the night. There's also lots of wood just lying around here, basically, and we can continue with chopping down a few more. I would actually like to keep that tree here because it's just looking fine. Having a tree is a little ornament in the central area. Righto. And that's our storage for now. It's a bit far away, so we will need to make a second storage then here at some point as well. Alrighty, and I think while they're still doing all of that, we should be thinking about the next building then as well. First of all, let's think about the next furniture that we need to. So we should be having under furniture the hay sleeping spot. Just one step from sleeping on dirt, hay thrown down as a place to rest. It's basically all we can do here. And yeah, they're going of course to have one of these beds in each corner so they can feel a bit safe about that. There we have that, and let's have them not too close together. So we still have a bit of room here to breathe as well between the beds. And we might also have a torch, a wooden torch, a source of light in the darkness here in the middle of the room. Even though at this point it's going to be interesting if... wait a second. We could also get rid of this torch here again and instead make it a wooden wall torch that we have up there. And it's going to be interesting if they actually are disturbed by the light. Who knows about that? Construction failed. That basically means that she has to start again. That's also because she's low on construction at the moment with only a skill of 5. Now, of course, since she's very passionate about the skill, she's only going to get better at that very quickly the more she constructs. As we can see, we also need to get rid of some of the resources here before we can really build. And it's getting night already. At least 2 sleeping haystacks are finished. That's important. I hope we can finish the other sleeping bag here, so they at least have 3 beds ready. lucky she was able to finish construction of that as well. Now the building doesn't have a roof yet. So if it's raining, well, it's raining right into the building. I just hope that it doesn't rain at this point. Otherwise it's going to get very wet during night time. They have to start construction over quite often in that case here. Plant reaping has also failed. As the first night is approaching, and well, they will have to go to bed now soon. Alright, I also do really like the traits that those people have here. So as we can see, for example, Sinrik here, his background is he's a soothsaying army cook. So that means he was the cook of an army. And he gets plus 12 melee with that, but also plus 10 culinary skill. And he's also the bold of Picts. So as we can see, he's Scottish, most likely. And once took on 3 pirates after drinking for a day and night. No one remembers if he prevailed, though bravery or foolhardiness, but the legend lives on. And this gives me another plus 3 melee. That is really cool. Nice details there that we have about these characters. And it's nighttime now, so 23 o'clock, or more or less midnight. And as we can see, they're going to bed now. We also got some mushrooms here in store. They can eat that then at some point. And we have survived thus the first day. Of course, we do have lots of resources still. We have around 35 cabbage, 9 packed meals still. So that's going to get us quite far, I'd say. So that's fine at the moment. What we definitely should be aiming though is also some storage depot, some storage building. Because as we can see, these packs here and those, well, vegetables, for example, they are decomposing because this one decomposes in 10 days, for example, or 9 days, because it's on the ground and in the open. So we definitely do need some room for that. Next day is dawning now, and yeah, well, a bit of eating, a bit of food, and let's continue with chopping down some trees. Because basically we do need a lot of building materials. Now my house still doesn't have a roof, so that would be another target for this day. Building a roof, 64 hay it costs me. We do have around 170 hay at the moment, so that's pretty fine, I should say. We have, of course, the materials for that. That's not the only building. I would like to continue now with my second building, which is the storage building that we need. Oh, wait a second, how many days? Decomposing, of course, is a big problem, but I don't think it's decomposing too quickly. So I might just postpone my depot there real quick and build a little house for a wench and a research table. And the roof is coming along. And with that, the building is complete and we do now have a shared bedroom. So in that case here, those people will have a fine time now living. And there's also a cool option here, hiding the roof elements. So we can now look inside all the time until I, of course, activate the roof again. Right, in order to save a bit of space as well, we might just have a smaller room right next to the bedroom. So, yeah, well, let's just see, something like over here. We could also, of course, use it here in the safety of the mountain, as we can see. But for the mountain, I would like to use then my resource depots that we can have in this area. And instead, I would just like to have then my storage depot there. And for, well, researching and stuff like that, having another house just over here. I hope we can build it, because I think there might be some path, but no, it's fine. So this one can work. And once again, we're going to have some walls around it. We could also choose the clay walls, basically, for more clay if we want to, but that's going to be fine. And let's just have, once again, some windows on either side. Alright, since Philomenia is actually specialized for hunting and she's also passionate about marksmanship and really good at that, we might also just give her, we have the short bow, but we also have the sturdy longbow that actually needs high marksman skill. So I'm giving her the longbow, that's for fighting. Sindrik here, I think, was not that bad with melee, so Sindrik gets the spear. And Olive, she is, okay, she's fine with marksman. She's not good enough for the longbow, but she's good enough for the short bow. I'm giving her that weapon there. So just in case we get an early attack or something like that, I definitely do want to have some defenses on my buildings, on my people. There is this little building coming along. It's a really small building. It's really just for some researching and probably also for some leisure time and stuff like that. We will also need a campfire. So I'm probably going to have that beside that tree here so that we have it a bit cozy. Not too close though. I don't want to burn the the tree. And in here we can then have the research table. For that, however, first I would like to have the torch. Let's actually have 2 torches in here so that it's bright enough. Just see, there we can squeeze in the first one, and on the other side here. And I think we are lacking a bit of a wall there. And of course, once again, a roof that comes on top of that. Perfect. In here we have now the first furnitures like the research table. Research table, there we have the torch, so it would be a bit brighter here. I might place it actually here. And of course, the table should have a stool so people can sit when they research. This is actually consuming quite a lot of wood now here. So that's that. And a backgammon table for increasing the morale. And that is close to the torch over there. So they have some light while they can play against each other. And as I can see, the campfire is finished already. That was rather quick. As we continue with the next wall, we should also have a look again. Once again, I would like to open the windows here to let some light in. Perfect. And at the campfire, we could also start cooking our first meals. We now have mushrooms, 15, only 6 packaged meals now. So I'm going to start with producing the first meals here that we can have. They are needing some resources like cooking material and fuel. Let's make some 5 out of that. That should work out. And we also got some level ups here again. By the way, is the roof finished? I think the roof is finished. Yes, perfect. And as we can see, he's also now starting to get the resources over there for the cooking. By the way, did I assign Sinrig yet to cooking? Yes, so he's got the high priority on that. And for researching, Olive is going to do the trick. Or is going to do the job. Perfect. And Sinrig was actually rather quick, and we got the first stew piles. So a bit of food here that we can also use. It takes 8 days to decompose, so we are really not in a rush to build a storage room or something like that, because we consume it quickly enough. What is important though, we have now the research table, and yep, let's just do some 10 books for now. And Olive should actually go researching there, and she is. Oh no, she's constructing the stool first, of course. And once she has that, she should actually be going for it though. And architecture we can already go for, since we have 15 books available, which would be our first one. And this unlocks the wooden beam, and with that also the second story, or second level. And let's unlock it. There we have it. Perfect. Alright, the night is coming, the day is at an end. What I would like to do here is I would also like to have some torches at the entrances, so that they're illuminated. At the moment we don't have that. I don't hope that it burns the wall though, the roof. I don't think so. So it's a sturdy roof. We might also make it a wooden torch on the wall, but let's just keep it with a normal torch. Perfect. There we have the torches, looking good. And yep, it's looking, of course, as well pretty nice. And Olive is now also researching there a bit. How's she feeling, by the way? She's not hungry. Her mood is neutral at the moment. So as we can see, she's joyful, neutral, annoyed, not really annoyed. And Yeah, about her sleep, 22%. She's still left about that. Seems pretty neutral at the moment. And she's got a fine linen winter cloth and of course the bow that she's equipped. Perfect. And we are also getting the next books. Alright, the next day is dawning, so day 3. As we can see, food reserves on stockpile is rather low. We've also been cooking quite a lot of meal. And as we can see, we do have a deer here that we could hunt. We do have still some mushroom that I can harvest. So let's just go for the mushrooms there. Righto. Where's the berry bushes? Do we have some berry bushes on this map? Doesn't look very much like we have a lot of them. There we have some clay most likely. Yep, so we could also enable that and they would get it then right away. There we have some berry bushes. Pooh, perfect. That was really close because I thought we would be dying now. Let's get the berry bushes. Also here. And some clay and some sticks. We don't need that yet, right? Sticks we have plenty of. Food is more important. There's lots of mushrooms over here that we can harvest. But of course we should also be looking out for our own food production at some point. Now, next up would be, first of all, can we research? No, we cannot yet. So Leif still has to, go ahead and research a lot. And we can actually continue here now with the next building that we need. And that would be the resource storage depot. For the resource, I would like to have something that we can expand in the future. So it should be in here, but, we should leave some room next to it so we can continue then putting some more stuff in it. So I would like to start with something small for now, since we don't have that many resources. Let's go ahead with that, our first one. And of course we will also need a wall around it. And I might be having the entrance. Let's have the entrance then here. Next up is the roof. Very important. Without that, stuff would still continue to decompose. For the roof, we only have 44 hay left. So let's just check out that we do get enough hay from the surrounding. We do have some bushes here still that we can harvest. Some grass. And also here. Oh my, yep, food is going down, it's continuing to go down. Where would be our agriculture? There it is. That would be my next target right away. With that, we could go with the shrubs that we can plant and also the fields that we need for some food. And our little storage depot is coming along. Now this is a general storage depot for now. Later we can specialize this one, for example, for only food, for only armor, for only materials that we need for building, stuff like that. Oh, and we also have the gambeson here. Huh. It has some good defense on it. How is Sinrig looking? Because he's melee and he's got the fine winter cloth. It's 16 degrees right now, 1 degree maximum comfortable temperature. Let's give him the linen gambeson, so he has some defense on it. Armor rating, 22%. Should be a bit better then, especially since he is in melee range. Perfect. And yes, Sinrig plays with himself. He's enjoying some entertainment with himself. While, of course, the women continue to construct. Let's also place another torch right in front of it. So people can actually see where the door is. It's just looking really cool, these torches there during nighttime. I would... Yeah, let's open that. But I'm a bit afraid actually. Having windows here, of course it pushes in some light. But, it also lets in intruders. So no idea about that. We'll see. The roof is coming along. That's important. I was looking with the research. Nope. We still need one more book. So for Olave, she should, yep, finish constructing, but then I will put her to high priority for the researching, for the book making. She's not really using the stool, is she? Nope. Oh, and that's lots of experience points that she gains with that. She's going to level up there quickly. It's actually more important to have a higher passion than the skills that they already have, because the skills they can always level up really quickly, especially when they're passionate about that. The other ones are cutting down some stuff right now as the next night is approaching, and it's a rainy night, as we can see. The roof is not completely finished yet. We'll also need some more wood. Let's chop down some wood over there. There we still have some trees. I definitely want to keep that tree here though, this oak tree. I think it's a dead tree, to be honest. Yep, it's dead, but it's just looking very cool there in the center. Okay, it's raining and my food is outside, but I think that's not a big deal. As we can see, it decomposes in 2 days, but it's not wet or any kind of thing. It also rots and it decomposes, but it's still keeping its nutrition value for now, and the next day is dawning already, as we are approaching day 4, and they're actually happy. That's good to see. Off they go to some working. Researching, very important. Yes, that's what I've been looking forward to, agriculture. Let's unlock this one. Our next tech that we can go for. It's actually pretty important on this map here, because we don't have a whole lot of berry bushes. And hunting is not that viable. We don't have a lot of animals. Yeah, we really need to go for some farming rather sooner. And what's going on there? Would you please finish my building there? We might also, because of hunting, I've seen some game roaming around. There's a rabbit. We might put this one on the hunt, right? So one of them should actually be going now. I think, yes, Philomena. She should be going for some hunting. And she is. Perfect. She's got the bow. And she's got the long bow, so a very good range. And hopefully she gets us some food. There's some mushrooms growing, that's good. Very important that we get the food flowing. Oh, that was rather quick. It was quicker than I could watch it. She actually killed the rabbit in one go. Was a one shot, and she was actually pretty happy because of that. Because she got it so quickly. That is actually some nice food that we are getting in now. Perfect. About the wood, we're still not having a lot of wood. I'm already telling them to chop it down. Olave, she will actually stop with the book writing for now. We've already researched the important tech that we need, the agriculture. So she has to help right now with a lot of other stuff. Right, hay for example, what we're going with here now, and then the wood. Now we're chopping down some trees again. Perfect. And the wood is now getting over there to this building. And we can actually finish the walls. And with that, then also the roof. Now with that, we can finally do something. And that is having a new stockpile here. It's going to be a default stockpile. And it's basically going to be the whole building. But what we're going to do instead, or what we're going to do differently about this one here is now, we're not going to allow anything, right? So we're only going to allow food in here. So something that is decomposing rather quickly. Textiles would be another thing. And books, right? So stuff that is decomposing outside rather quickly. Carcasses, I have no idea really. We might be doing that. Right, but I definitely only want to have the stuff in there. This stockpile here, however, is only, and that's important, only allowing materials now. Waste, warfare, apparel, and carcasses. I hope the building materials, yes, there they are right? So we have now 2 stockpiles working for us, doing different things. This one is still a bit far away, so I might actually move this a bit closer to my settlement. Very good. And there we have it now, a spare room. And they should be bringing in then those materials. And yes, they're hauling now, as we can see, the resources from one stockpile to the other one, as I ordered. Now, one more thing. Over here, I can now put up the book writing once again. And since we have some materials, let's also go ahead and cook something once again. Righto, that we can do. That's a cozy day. And we're still alive. There hasn't been an attack yet. We should, though, prepare for that, most likely. Because there might be an attack coming then at some point. As we're coming... Well, as day 4 is coming to an end soon.